Alright, this is the assembly instructions for the fancy dining table with the 6 chairs. So this dining set actually comes with, which I don't think I mentioned in the Kickstarter, it comes with these 2 vases right here, which can be put onto the dining table, just to make it look, I guess, more fancy. So one way to get these items out is to push them out with your thumb. Pretty simple. Another way to get them out is to wiggle them back and forth until they fall out, like that. Another way of doing it is to use your hobby knife and just cut the screw connectors on each item, like that, and then push them out with your hobby knife. And depending on which things you're trying to get off the sprue, those different methods work better for different things. So like these little table feet, it works best to use your hobby knife to cut the screw connector and then pop them out. With the vases, again, it works best if you use your hobby knife to cut the screw connector and then pop them out with your hobby knife. But some of these, pushing them back and forth, it works just as well. So like the little seat piece here, I just push that back and forth and it works alright. I'm going to hold off on getting all the chair pieces out because I want to put the table together first. So let's go ahead and do that. So to paint these, I'm not going to go over painting necessarily in this video because this is for assembly, and I want to keep the video somewhat short. Oh, also, you can trim the sprue using your hobby knife. That little sprue marker right there, that little white sprue marker, you can trim that off if you want to. So, but these sprue markers look alright. They're not sticking out too bad. So with the painting, there's obviously burn marks on the bottom and a little bit on the top here. If you coat this in a decent, what do you call it, stain and sealant, it'll get rid of most of the burn marks. So here's an example. This had burn marks just like this. And after putting a canyon brown or a cyan brown, or yeah, that says canyon brown. I've been calling it cyan brown. Anyways, after putting a brown wood stain on it, it sort of gets rid of those burn marks. So that's one way to paint them. You could also obviously also use just regular paints, that sort of thing. So to assemble this, the first thing I do is I put the middle piece on. To do that, I just slide it all the way to the middle here, and then I take my glue. It's best to use wood glue when you're gluing wood to wood. For the sake of time of these videos, I want things to set fast, and because of that, I'm going to be using super glue. So I'll just put some glue in the middle there, and I'll set this on top of the glue. Now, the feet are these guys over here, and then these 2 weird-looking things are the arms that hold the table up. So it goes with that side down, basically. So now we're going to put some glue on the end pieces, and we're going to put the feet on the ends. And you want the feet, you want the engravings from the feet. See how that side's engraved and this side is not? You want the engraved sides to be facing out. So we'll put the engraved sides facing out like this. And then we'll flip over to the other side and we'll put the engraved side facing out like this. So now you have something that looks like this. Get that to focus. Focus. It's thinking about focusing. There we go. So that's what it looks like. Now I set that down. I put glue on the tops here. And then I put glue inside of those notches. Because here's what we do. Now we take the other support and we put that in that top notch. So let me show you what that looks like. So now it's in that top notch, setting flush with the tops of those arms. There's currently glue on the tops of those arms. And then I flip this over and I align it to the middle of the underneath of this table. This is the bottom of the table that that I'm currently putting it on. And I just try to align it sort of towards the middle, and I push down, and now we have that glued onto the table. It's glued on pretty well. So yeah, that's sort of what it looks like when I push down on it. You can see that these are the feet, so that's facing down, and these are the arms that hold the table up, that faces up. So this is what it looks like from the top, like as it sets correctly. There you go, there's your table. Now for the chairs. Oh, here are the vases that we cut out, the two little vases, and we can actually set those on the little table here. So there you go. So now we're going to finish cutting out these chairs, cutting those off the sprues. So this is going to be sort of a long video because I'm going to actually go through every single chair and assemble all of them. So as I do the different parts, I'll explain the different parts on different chairs, but I'm going to try to do it quickly as possible. So right now I'm taking the backs out, and now I'm going to take the side pieces of the chairs out. Just cutting those little sprue markers to make it quicker to get these out. Sprue connectors, whatever you want to call them. So now those should pop out relatively easily. So these pieces that I'm taking out now are the lefts and rights of the actual chair. So these are like the armrests, I guess you would call it. And for sake of time as well, I'm not going to sit here and clean the sprue markers off of each arm piece. The sprue markers are on the bottom back foot of the arms, so they're not very intrusive. However, generally speaking, you're going to want to use a hobby knife or a file, as I've mentioned previously in other videos, to clean those sprue markers off. So now you have a bunch of parts sitting here. So it's pretty easy to organize these parts. These are the seats, these are the seat backs, these are the seat sides. But even the seat sides, you could probably organize them if you wanted into left and right, like this. Just so that they're easier to sort through, basically. I don't know if I got this right. I think I messed one up. I think it's one of these. Anyways, so let's get to assembling. So what I do to assemble these is the chair base goes into the chair back this way, right? Like that. Because of that, the easiest way to do it is to put glue on the left and right of that hole. So let's do that real quick. Put glue on the left and right. Glue on the left and right. Glue on the left and right. I'm just going to do it for all the chairs. Sort of a production line assembly at this point. So again, you could have stained these chair pieces with just a basic wood stain to diminish the burn mark effects that are on these pieces. You could obviously prime and paint these as well. I'd suggest using wood stains for a more natural look though. But yep, it's medium density fiberboard, so be cautious not to get these soaking wet, because it will warp the wood and make it bulge and do weird stuff. So, alright, now all the seats are into the chairs. So that's what it looks like once the seat is in the chair. Looks a bit funny, but it'll look better once you have the sides on. Now to put the sides on. The side will actually go into the chair like so. It connects to the top right there, and then it goes onto the base, and it sets flush with this piece here. Right? So that's how it goes together, which means that you're going to want a dab of glue here on the top of the chair, that ledge, and you're going to want a dab of glue here in the corner where the seat and the back of the chair meet. Those are the two spots that you really want glue. So I'll put glue there and there, and then we'll put a chair piece on here. Let that set for a second, flip it around. I'll put glue here and here. And put this on here. Let that set for a second. And you have a chair. So that's what the chairs look like once they're assembled. Get that to focus properly. So that's the chair back. That's the chair side. That's the chair. This is what it looks like from the back. It's still got a lot of wet glue on it, but you get the idea. Now I have wet glue all over me. So I'm going to finish putting together these chairs right quick. For the sake of time, I'm not going to put glue on the top bit, although it's advised that you should. I'm just doing this for the sake of time because I can just line these up, and since these are only going to be used for this demo video to show you how to assemble these, I'm not going to be using these in the game. That's why I'm not putting glue on the top parts. But use that first chair as an example of where to place all the glue. Definitely need it on that top ledge. Definitely need it in that corner piece where the seat connects to the chair. Those are the two spots you definitely need glue. Alrighty, get that chair together. Let's do this one. This will be chair number 4. And chair number 5. And chair number 6. So obviously I'm assembling kind of fast. You probably want to slow down a bit to do this assembly. And the reason I'm doing it fast is, this is just repetition at this point, and so I don't want to waste your time on this video. I just want to show you this is what it looks like when all the chairs are assembled. Set them around the table, and that is your table, fully assembled. There we go.